I sat in silence for a long time, staring at the papers. The words were printed in cold clinical language, but their meaning was loud and cruel. The child my wife was carrying, the child I had already imagined holding in my arms, raising, naming, wasn't mine. My vision blurred, not from tears at first, but from disbelief. It was like the ground beneath me had cracked open, and I was falling into something I couldn't escape. The worst part wasn't the betrayal, it was the love I still felt for her. Even in that moment, knowing what she had done, part of me still wanted to protect her. I tried to remember every moment we'd shared over the past year, the nights we stayed up talking about our future, the quiet breakfasts, the long walks, the way she looked at me on our wedding day. Was any of it real? Or had I just been living in someone else's story? That night, I didn't say a word to her. I couldn't. I watched her sleep beside me, her hand resting gently on her stomach, and wondered how she could carry a lie so effortlessly. I wanted to wake her up and ask why. I wanted to scream, to cry, to beg for a reason. But I stayed quiet. I turned away and stared at the wall until morning came. The next day, I left the house early. I walked with no direction, just needing space to breathe. I ended up sitting in a park, watching children run and laugh, parents chasing after them with smiles. And I kept thinking, that could have been us. That should have been our life. A family built on trust, on love, on truth. But that dream had been stolen before it could begin. When I finally returned home, she was in the kitchen, humming softly as she made tea. She smiled at me, unaware of the storm inside me. That smile shattered me. It wasn't fair. How she could act normal while I was falling apart inside. I couldn't hold it in any longer. I told her I knew. At first, she denied it. Her face went pale, her words stumbled. Then came the tears, loud, broken sobs. She dropped to her knees and begged me to understand. She said it was a mistake. She said it only happened once. She said she didn't know she was pregnant until weeks later and had convinced herself the baby could be mine. She said she still loved me, but none of it mattered anymore. The truth was already out, and there was no putting it back. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just stood there, empty. I asked her one question. Why? She couldn't answer. Or maybe she did, but I don't remember her words. All I remember is the way my heart felt, like someone had reached inside me and torn it out with their bare hands. The days that followed were quiet, almost too quiet. We lived like strangers in the same house. She cried a lot. I barely spoke. She asked me to forgive her, to try and make things work. But how do you rebuild a life when the foundation was a lie? I didn't hate the baby. It wasn't its fault. But I couldn't raise a child who would be a living reminder of betrayal every single day. Eventually, I packed my things and left. I didn't make a scene. I didn't say goodbye. I just walked out of that house, out of that life, and